a pleasure to have you be a part of the content marketing leaders list. I'd like to start with a very, very basic question of understanding what has your quick journey been, and how did you end up altogether into this Colors Marathi bit entirely, being a Bombay girl yourself, just wanting to understand how's the story been? I mean, very basic question to start with, and I want to build on the top of it.
No, happy to share. Actually my journey began as a techie. I am an engineer and I coded for 2 years. But ever since I have been growing up, I have been a huge content buff as a viewer. So I was always drawn towards creative side. And I happened to do my post-graduation from MICA, and I'm very fortunate to always be in the media and entertainment space, and I could, because I so relate with this space as a viewer, as a consumer. And I have worked on multiple brands under Times Television Network, on Zoom Movies now, 6.5 years under Z Entertainment Network, on Hindi movie channels, they are Hindi entertainment channel. In between I have worked on youth brands such as M-Tunes, which was a HD movie channel. Then last year my previous stint was a startup, QU Media India, where I was catering to the Hindi heartland, the free to air audience, rural India. And now recently I have joined the regional cluster of Viacom18 under the Marathi brand. The thing is, I have consumed content across multiple languages, brought up in Mumbai. So I have consumed content, being a Maharashtrian, I have consumed Marathi content, Hindi content, English content. So as a consumer, I have been exposed to the various nuances of content, and I think that has given me an edge. That was also the reason why I organically got drawn towards this field, and whichever brand I worked on, I just ended up enjoying myself. And when you enjoy what you're doing, you end up also contributing a lot to the work that you're doing. It no more remains just a job for you. So that has helped me go from progress in a very natural way from one brand to the other, adopt a lot of learnings, contribute in the best possible way. How I came, like Colors Marathi, I'm so glad to be a part of Viacom18 network, a very reputable network, and this brand, I'm so fascinated. I joined here recently, few months back, and so far it's been an exciting journey being a Maharashtrian. And like as I was saying, we were talking a few minutes back, what happens is your language becomes your strength as a talent, and the cultural know-how, it really gives you an edge. So I think that has helped me a lot to even get a foot in the door into this brand. And I'm really looking forward that how I can apply whatever I have learned on the previous brands, and as a Maharashtrian, the Marathi Mulgi insight onto Colors Marathi. So there has always been this debate between content is king, consumer is God. I am a believer of that consumer is the God, and content is serving that God. Content is our bread and butter for a media entertainment business. Yeah. It's the product. Right. Okay, so many industries, like where there is a tangible product, you take it to the market, you offer that. When it's not a service industry, when it's a manufacturing industry, for a broadcast channel, it's content. So that's the product that has always been there, okay, in any form. Even when there was just a single media, there was either it was radio or newspaper, then radio, then television, then came the cable and satellite. There has just been an increase and surge in the number of media formats, and after internet and after cheap data availability since 2016. But what has been the common factor, and what has helped any brand excel, is the uniqueness of the content. Right. What is the content that you offer? How purposeful your consumer finds it? How relatable your consumer finds it? How much depth that content has, and how much does it stay with the consumer, or memorable a content it is. Right. Basically engagement with the content. So that is very, very important for any content piece. So whether it be a long format content like a 3-hour movie, or whether it be a series, just one episode series, or whether it be a soap opera, or these short format series, or even now the short format contents like 30-second reels or whatever. engagement and relatability are very, very important when it comes to content. And as a consumer also, I love to go back and consume over and over a content piece which I remember, which I can engage with again and again. It's like a book. If you love reading books, you won't get bored of reading a book which you have loved. You might go back to it and keep reading it over and over again, or you might want to read that same author's new books because you love his writing so much. So that is what content has been. Now, content marketing as a term has come in our lives in the past few years, but as a concept, it has always existed. So I'll tell you how. It is nothing but using content very smartly, subtly, to market your product, to take your brand and reach to your consumers. So many years back, like I am a 80s and 90s kid, in those days when there was just television or radio, when you wanted to directly reach to your consumers, many brands BTL ruled heavily. So many brands had this format, like they used to do skits. गाँव-गाँव जाके rural India में पहुँचना है तो skit करो, या you hold some festival, you do engagement activities. They created content, and through that, especially government-oriented brands and NGOs, they created content pieces to deliver their message and what is it that they are offering. And through means of such content, they used to reach their consumers, they used to sell their product or convey their message. That in itself is also a form of content marketing. Branded content has been a part and parcel of our lives even before we realized. It's only since early 2000 and after the rise of so many non-fiction and reality shows is when we started spotting ki, oh, this is a branded content, or that's actually an ad inside the content. Consumers started getting more smarter because probably not every branded content piece was as subtle. It is supposed to be subtle, but it has always been there. There have been AFPs, there have been shows, there have been अरे ये साबुन तो बहुत अच्छा है, वो होता था. So that is also content. You use content, you leverage content to reach your consumers with your message and product without disturbing them. So that is what content marketing is. It has been there, it is here, and what has just changed about it is it's like the attire. वो सोल अंदर एक ही है, बट जो चोला है वो बदलता रहता है. कभी वो आपको टीवी में दिखता है, कभी रेडियो में, कभी एडवर्टोरियल में. आजकल you consume a piece of content on one of your favorite meme apps. वो क्लिप आप कंज्यूम कर रहे हो थिंकिंग को ये मीम है जो मैं रोज देखता हूँ, अब मुझे हंसी आएगी, एंड बीच में सडनली एक प्रोडक्ट आ जाता है. देयर सो मेनी सच पार्टनर्स, आई वुडंट वांट टू नेम देम हियर, बट ये उनका मॉडल है, एंड देन यू डोंट इवन माइंड इट बिकॉज इट कम्स जस्ट एट द राइट पॉइंट वेयर यू आर सो डीपली एंगेज्ड इन द कंटेंट. सो दैट इज व्हाट कंटेंट मार्केटिंग. So if you ask me, I'll first begin with my definition of what tools of content marketing I have been using and why I consider those particular pieces as content marketing and not something else. So any piece of communication targeted to a consumer can be looked at as content. So a newspaper ad or a billboard, one can debate, and it's largely debatable कि अरे ये भी तो content है भाई. But for me, those are ads. And few minutes back I was telling you what, as per me, if you ask me what is content marketing, it is there has to be something that the consumer, your viewer, your consumer is willingly consuming. Okay, तो न्यूज़पेपर में एक एड है, उसने देखा, या आप जा रहे हो एंड यू कम अक्रॉस. For me, that is not content. That is push marketing, sales, display ads. That is not a choice you're giving that, okay, this is what I want to see. मुझे वो होर्डिंग नहीं देखना था, वो नहीं भी होता तो भी my life would have been very fine. I would have just reached my destination without missing it. For me, content marketing has been, and what tools I have used, and what is that, if I were to draw it on a whiteboard, it starts from a singular message first. And whatever content pieces I am creating, I create for where my TG is across those touch points. What are different content pieces, so such that he or she engages with it and my message gets conveyed. So for instance, if I were to take an example, like on one of my previous brands, when I was launching a love story of Punjabi couple for the first time, the channel is a Hindi entertainment channel, but it was a Punjabi love story. So I wanted not just the Hindi heartland, but Punjab market also to come and resonate with it.
Right.
So I had to create content pieces across various touch points. I created a rap song and released it across, so youth and Punjabi youth and people who are crazy about Punjab and love both resonate with it. I went ahead and I created an experiential event which was very much aligned with my female lead of that piece, but the message was one single message, that this is a Punjabi love story.
Right.
Likewise, recently on we had 2 launches on Colors Marathi. Both were about very unique couple chemistries. So the message was, we are getting love stories of couples which have very hatke love chemistry between them.
Right.
That single message, I created a content piece with a news channel, a branded integration content piece, which subtly came across as a breaking news bulletin, but it was actually talking about that show, which only got revealed at the end. But that same message, that these are 2 such starkly opposite individuals and they are so unique, would you like to experience that love story? That same message I used, and I created content pieces on my social pages, which were very engaging with a flair of interactivity in it. So as a content marketer, I would just put one single message, my viewer value proposition, my singular proposition, and us proposition ke around I want that these are my 4-5 different touch points for my consumer. उस touch point पे वो कंज्यूम करे, ऐसा कंटेंट आप बना के दो in which that message is captured very smartly. So I'll tell you okay, for my show, like sometime a few moments earlier you were asking me what is the difference between marketing for a TV channel, like for shows versus brand. So now what I'm talking about, marketing a show is like product marketing. So shows content is product for a TV channel. So for the launch of a new show, I'll do product marketing. So I will identify the key media where my consumer will be going for means of entertainment, for consuming different content pieces. So one is a television channel, one is social media. For instance, if it is youth I want to target, then I'll figure out where they are hanging out. If they're hanging out in a coffee shop, and at these touch points I will give some content consumption pegs which is having that singular message. So any organization which wants to arrive at that will have to, and very aptly said, analysis is the second part, but it first has to crack कि भाई ये एक single message लेके वही message को अलग अलग मीडिया टच पॉइंट्स पे सूट करने का कंटेंट कैसे बनाए. बिकॉज when you are on Instagram or when you are on any short format app, the reason why you are there will be very different. So if I engage with an influencer, then despite that same unique message कि oh this is a unique couple's love story, इनकी unique love story देखने आओ, the kind of content which I would want to get targeted at you when you are on Instagram will be very different, which I would want to be targeted at you when you are on a music channel or a TV channel. So cracking that is very important for any organization which wants to make content for content marketers like me.
Yeah, and exactly. So like you said, right, one is basically identifying what a singular message be.
That you will get from the
that
brand,
you will get from the brand, of course. That's what you have already.
Yes,
that's a problem statement.
Yes.
First, you're saying you would want to kind of have an idea on what channels you can distribute it on. Second is you can want कि हर channel पे what formats you can distribute it on, basically.
Yes.
Then you would want content creation per se over there.
Yes.
And then you are saying stitching it up with the narrative.
And see, content creation is also like comes at a tactical stage where we internally also as brands and clients, we brainstorm, we collaborate with our agency partners. What we want is a clutter breaking innovative content piece. So it's very simple for someone to come and say, oh you're advertising with so and so channel, उसके अंदर आप कुछ integration कर लो, उसके content में कुछ integration कर लो. Okay, कर लेंगे, but क्या करें so that वो लोगों को याद रहे. So how to make that particular content marketing piece stand out? That is one challenge which all of us are facing today because of so much of quantum of content and the quantum of avenues across which, like you and I as consumers, हम एक ही platform पे नहीं चिपके रहेंगे. Now we are here, then something comes up on the television set, if your phone rings and you listen to it, or if I am working out in a gym, I'm listening to Spotify, then screen पे कुछ lock screen पे भी feeds आ रहे होते हैं, notifications आ रहे होते हैं. So at any given point of time, a consumer is been subjected to multiple content avenues, and there is a huge quantum of content. उसके अंदर how does that particular piece of content marketing tool stand out? So innovative, that content piece being extremely innovative is very, very crucial.
Important.